Dr. Jeffrey Hanna was an infectious disease paediatrician for the Northern Territory, absolutely overwhelmed by the high rates of Hib and other meningitis causing organisms there and in the rest of Australia. Parents didn't know about meningitis. GPs didn't know about meningitis. They didn't know how quickly they had to respond to the symptoms that would lead to either a child dying, becoming disabled, or becoming hospitalised. What the Meningitis Centre then did with parents was change that whole understanding of meningitis in the community. So it was a clinician-involved but parent-run centre, and I think that was why it was so successful, because the best people to tell other parents and the community about meningitis are parents who have been through the absolutely traumatic and shocking experience of having a child die or become disabled or even just get very ill and recover from one of these bacterial meningitis organisms.
Like a lot of people, I didn't know much about meningitis at all. It was when I heard the word the first time when the doctor spoke to us, I thought, I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. Our family had never had a serious illness, and we were in the intensive care unit, and you know then that things aren't good because it's high attention, it's detailed, it's ashes plugged in. As it turned out, she was fighting for her life. She was in a crawling position when she contracted meningitis, and she never got beyond that. She's never walked or never talked. We were contacted by Institute for Child Health Research. They were looking for parents who'd had kids who'd experienced meningitis because there was a new vaccine coming. Anyway, we as a small group met, and there were some really interesting other families there, and we all had the same story. You know, it came from nowhere, knew nothing about it, couldn't get any information on it, couldn't get doctors to talk to us about it, and we just felt like sitting ducks. And you know, I was watching Ash grow and the struggles of a young family with Jen and I, and thinking, how do we take the raffle out of this for young families? Because it is a raffle, you know. And the only way to do that is to genuinely put a fence up, and that's the vaccine story. I come from a marketing background, and it really just was part of me problem solving for clients. Well, let's problem solve this, and away I went. And it's stuck with me. I think it was the frustration of watching misreporting of this disease in the early years, and how vulnerable we were as a community, and that most people were totally blissfully unaware of the depth of the disease in the West Australian community. There are about 250 dangerous cases a year back in 1992, and not all caused meningitis, but the bug caused pneumonia, blood poisoning, ear infections, the meningitis. And I thought, well, we need to straighten this out because people need information, so let's become an information resource. Well, in the early stages, we helped with the first vaccine released in WA, which was the Hib vaccine back in '92. We helped campaign for that. We had a great void there till about 2005, but in amongst that, we had some very strong advocacy, and I think built our future really by connecting with governments here and in the East, and then getting involved in a 3-year campaign around the pneumococcal vaccine. And then just recently we've had another win with the W meningococcal strain, which we had a direct hand in the state parliament and with the state health minister, who made a very good decision, we believe, and other states have followed. So there's quite a history there. The thing I'm most proud about is that we're still here 25 years later and still kicking goals, and we've, along the way, I think, gifted Australians this safe environment. I watch the charts go from here to here and I don't know, it's just a warm inner glow, I guess, but that's the gift that we've delivered and a lot of people are just totally unaware of it.